Hello mountain bikers everywhere and welcome to another show of Old Man in Lycra. I'm Doug Folks and this is the show for the weekend warrior. I'm afraid on this show you won't see any of this or this and none of this. But this week we continue with the saddle, and if you didn't see last week's show, hit the link above to get up to speed.
Welcome back again. I'd like to focus on where to put the nose of the saddle. There's a belief system that people think that their saddles have to be absolutely level from the back to the front of the saddle. So the range of motion that we have that we can play with, or the boundary in cycling that we have to play with, is 3 degrees up, 3 degrees down. It is your anatomy that determines where the saddle goes up or down. Please, you're beautiful and awesome the way God's made you, so you have to feel like you've got 2/3 or 70% of your weight on your bum bones and nothing on the front of your pubic area. So it should just feel like it's just resting on the saddle, but you're not sitting on those bits, you're sitting on your bum. So what we're going to do is, if the nose is too far down, what will happen is it will feel like your pelvis is rolling forward. You'll see Riaan is going to simulate that for us. It will feel like you're sliding forward and you would find lots of weight on your hands trying to keep yourself steady, resting on your hands. So that whole weight and hand pain and everything's going to come back. If the nose of the saddle is too high up, you will take your pelvis away. Like in Pilates, they talk about the sad dog space. So you'll tilt your whole pelvis up, again pushing away from the handlebar to get the nose away from your pubic area. So we want to find a space where it's comfortable on your anatomy and even it out. I've downloaded a little spirit level app on my iPhone, and I'm sure you get all kinds of apps for that will work on your smartphone. Always use the seat post as my point of reference and the clamp. Doesn't matter where on the saddle you use it, you just always have to use the same point of contact for your measurement. So Riaan's saddle is 1.8 degrees positive. So that means his nose is slightly down. He's far away from the 3 degree reference. This app works this way, that if the nose goes down, it's a positive degree, and if the nose comes up, it's a negative degree. The point is, you have to find your sweet spot. Me as a rider, I'm a more nose up rider. I probably have a more of a negative degree on my saddle to sit on my bum bones. It is different for everyone. Find your sweet spot.
In the 3 years that I have this bike, I've fitted it about 3 times, and it was purely because I've changed either shoes or my bike was a broken saddle, and I thought I could do it myself, but it obviously caused injuries over time. So it's very important to regularly check your bike settings. So as soon as you start cycling, you start feeling either knee problems or back problems. First thing to go is go back to your bike fitter and check if there's anything changed, because you might have taken your bike in for a service and they've moved the saddle slightly.
I believe, and I always tell all my clients, distrust your bike first. This is the culprit in the room. It's a man-made thing and it's forcing your body to do something really weird, really fun, but really weird, like making your leg move in a circle. So if there's any niggles, start with the bike fit first. If you're in a small town or you're really far from the city, or you don't have a bike fitter and you've never heard of people like me, please remember that small increments make a huge difference. You might not be very perceptive to your own body movements, and that's the fun part of learning what you need on your bike. But 1 millimeter, half a millimeter really makes a difference. And that is the difference between your knee feeling like it's going to break versus not. So if you do make changes at home and you're playing around to find your sweet spot, please make one movement at a time, ride it for 2 weeks and really feel and understand what your body is asking for. Your body will always tell you the truth, and it will say, I need to go up, I need to go down, or I'm falling forward, or I'm pushing back. And always start from the saddle to the hands to the feet, because if the bum is uncomfortable and not in the right place, nothing else will be. So start at 1 point at a time, 1 millimeter to 2 millimeters max at a time, and feel it first, ride and see what happens. I always say there's a difference between being weird a weird feeling and a positive weird feeling and a weird negative feeling. So if it's a positive weird, stay there, just wait, let the body go through the motions. If the negative niggles or feelings stay over 2 weeks, that's the thing that you have to tweak. And then maybe if you moved your saddle 2 mil, say you went up 2 mils, then maybe come down with 1 mil and then try that again for 2 weeks rather than just going down to where you were. So don't be scared to play around, but understand that the small stuff has a big influence. Thank you.
Thanks, Irma. So now you know all about your bike setup, from what it is, why do it correctly, and now how to do it correctly. Next week, we watch for you. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and this Old Man in Lycra will see you next time.